Yes, please.
Hello, Mark.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Hello. Good. Yeah, I'm fine. Uh, Hope we're live. A good evening to everyone streaming on this platform. My name is Makoba Mark, a student at Makerere University Business School, mostly passionate about the youth, the country, and the global at large. I'm a student leader at Makerere University Business School and a youth leader in my community, Banda Parish, and that's why I've hosted this SDG consciousness program to help us get to know about the SDG program in Uganda. This SDG program was the idea was started in Rio de Janeiro, that's Brazil, sometime back. But now we as Ugandans we embraced it in 2015, and from now it has been working, and the economic has been growing at least to 0.9% every year up to when COVID-19 entered in and things went. For now, our today's speaker, we are having Mr. Jemba Michael Sengole, is going to be our speaker today. I've hosted him, he's with us. He's a professional advocate, youth, environment, hardworking man, and a patriotism at large. So let's welcome Mr. Jemba Michael Senkole to talk to us.
Thank you, Mark. Uh, it's very interesting having you here, and I'm glad that we are finally having this conversation. I remember the time we met, and you told me we need to talk about SDGs. What is SDGs? What are these things? And it's quite interesting, and I think I'll just dive into it. Maybe something still a little about myself. As you may see, I am a youth empowerment and healthcare and access rights advocate. I am also an ambassador of the World Health Innovation Summit, but also onto that to advocate and push for meaningful participation of youth. I am also a United Nations Youth Fellow. I'm also a Global Youth Ambassador. It's not listed here, but I'm a Global Youth Ambassador working on the Health Task Force and trying to lobby for early childhood education, trying to lobby for education and health in general. Uh, I'm also General Secretary of the Public Health Interest Group. Well, literally, it's a number of things. It's a number of areas where I'm involved, but all in all, trying to push the 2030 agenda, trying to see the things that we are looking for come to pass, trying to fight poverty, trying to fight hunger, the health issues that we face on a daily. And yeah, so I'll give us a small background about the SDGs. So SDGs, they come into play after the Millennium Development Goals. Now we had 8 Millennium Development Goals, and SDGs are built on the successes of the Millennium Development Goals. And mainly, most of the things that are coming into the Sustainable Development Goals, it's environmental issues coming into play, and that's something that had been left out in the Millennium Development Goals, among other things. So in 2015, all UN member states sit, and actually we were privileged to have Uganda holding the presidency of the General Assembly at the time, where we adopt the Sustainable Development Goals. So you're right to say that we brought the Sustainable Development Goals into play, and So all member states come up and say, what are the issues affecting us? What are the issues hindering economic growth? What are the issues affecting our people? What are the issues affecting our health? How is our environment? How best can we achieve all this? What are the things that if we remove them, we'll have a better what? A better environment and a better world, I should say. And they came up with all these 17 goals. These 17 goals all have targets. And if you read through, you realize we have about 169 targets collectively from all the the sustainable development goals. There are about 169 targets, and for you to know which target have you attained the target, we have indicators, and these are the things you look at. You look back and say, okay, if we've achieved this, then we've attained our target. So yeah, we have about 247 indicators. Still, like I've mentioned, 2015, that's when we brought these sustainable development goals into play. Now it's 2023 and we are in the midterms. We've moved half the journey. How far have we reached as Uganda? How far have we reached as youth? How have we been involved into this? Do we know about sustainable development goals? Do we know why they are here? Are we doing something towards that? And I think that's the question that I'll be answering today. As much as I'm creating awareness of sustainable development goals, I want us to know our position. Yeah, and that's why I named my slides the role of the youth I'll put it up for you. The role of the youth in achieving the sustainable development goals. So yeah, as much as we want to know more about these sustainable development goals, what is your part? What is your role as Makoba? What is your role, myself as Jemba? How do we fall into this 2030 agenda? Is it achievable? Yeah. So basically, that's it. Now, Uganda as a country, we've embraced it, and the new National Development Plan, actually NDP3, has over 90% of it aligned, actually about 98% aligned to the Sustainable Development Goals. Yeah, and this shows you that we are not moving our own path. As the world is moving a certain way, we are also moving towards that, towards economic freedom, towards gender equality, towards decent work and economic growth, such things, good health and well-being. And I think on my next slide, I'll be showing you how far we've gone according to the Sustainable Development Goals Progress report that we had in 2021. How far have we gone? And I'll share with you the slides after. There are links that are attached to some of these things, so you'll be able to see more details. But let's move on to this. So, as a country, towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals remains uneven, and especially with COVID coming in, it pulled back and slowed down the progress in some areas. However, coordinated efforts offer hope for a positive stride towards the 2030 agenda. There are things that are being put into play. The SDG Secretariat, together with other stakeholders, the NGO Forum, we've actually just finished the regional tours, which I was happy to be part of, where we were seeing, we are trying to implement, localize, and see that we can achieve the SDG 2030 agenda. As we are in the midterms, what do we have to do to push? And we are going to all regions from east, west, central, and northern to make sure we find out what are the issues that we need to, that are in the community, and where do we lack? Where can we come in, and how can we better this journey that we are on? So the report here tells us the poverty level in Uganda reduced slightly, and this is the 2021 report. The 2022 is not yet out. 2021 report tells us that the poverty level reduced slightly by 1.1 from the 21.4% in the financial year and to 20.3, which is a good progress. I believe we can do better. But with you realize there are a number of things that are coming into play. the government is bringing the PDM, and then also bringing the technical vocational skilling in the schools, such that as people come out of schools, you have a skill to start. And then when you have a skill, you know you're capable of employing more. You're capable of creating jobs other than coming to the street to do what? To look out for jobs, which may not be there. So it's a number of things that are being done to avoid poverty. And we see it's just a slight decrement from what we had. And I believe there is a role that we can do as us, as youth, where we can come in and potentiate what we need to get the real thing that we want to reduce poverty. In zero hunger, here, while SDGs targets to end hunger, the proportion of food to poor persons in Uganda increased from 37 to 39%. That's between 2016, 2017 to 2019, 2020. So you realize things are not good. Yeah. And then this is where, as youth, we have to come into what? We have to come into play. The Sustainable Development Goals are saying zero hunger. We want zero hunger by the end of 2030. Yeah. But the report from the report showing the progress of SDGs is showing you for hunger, we've gone down. Yeah, we've gone down slightly by about, we've increased rather by about 2%, and that's not good. That's not good. If we are trying to fight to get to zero hunger by 2030, that doesn't look good. But then doesn't look good, and we stop on that, it doesn't help anyone. We need to come in and start working. As youth, we need to come in and know these issues that are affecting our country, because this is specific to our country. These issues that are affecting our country, how do we come into play? What is our role as young people? What is our role as the biggest constituents of Uganda? As you know, we're about 78% below the age of 35. And above 18, I think it's 29. And the ones from 18 to 0, that's a whooping 49%, a very huge percentage. But still, 18 to 35, 29%, that's a big percentage. And you realize the issues that are affecting this group are directly affecting the nation, are directly affecting our well-being as a people. And if these people, the 29%, because I'm assuming it's the 18 to 35 that are going to do a lot of tangible work. I'm not ruling out the fact that people from below can still do a lot, but then this group is more effective. It has more it has the manpower that we need. So how best can we come in to better and get these goals that we want by 2030? How best can we play? How can we join the game? Where do we come in? What do we do? That's what we are going to talk about. So I still talk about here good health and well-being, and it still shows us that while we're trying to attain certain things in good health and well-being. Now, don't forget that each of these sustainable development goals, they have targets. Yeah, and I've put links I've attached resources where you can find this more detailed information, because if you start breaking down each sustainable development goal with its target, we won't get done. It will take forever. So these are things that are directly affecting us. These are things that where we need to come in. Maternal mortality rate decreased gradually from 336 deaths to 99 deaths per 100,000 births, which is a very huge improvement. But then, how do we better that? Yeah, are the new records saying the same? Have we gone better, or are we still decreasing? So those are some of the things. Education is also there. So in case you need more about this, there's a link attached to the source here. Yeah, and I'll be sharing these slides later. And in case somebody needs a PDF, I can also share that with them. So let's move on. So what is our role as youth, as African youth, as Ugandan youth? What is our role? You as Makoba, you're a student leader in your university. What is your role? Yeah. What is the role of those people you're leading? How best can you have the young people in your community, the young people in your university come through and push the sustainable development goals? How can you do this? Where do we come in? And this is what I'm telling us here. We are agents of change. As youth, we have potential to catalyze positive change. Yeah, we have the energy, we have the enthusiasm, we have fresh perspective. You realize most of the innovations that are coming up right now, it is between the age demographic of 18 to 35. The brain is sharp during this time. Yeah, the brain is sharp during this time. So uh it is where it's an age demographic where we can do a lot. Yeah, so we are agents of change. So it's upon us to use this energy that we have. It's upon us to use this enthusiasm that we have. It is upon us to use these creative minds that we have to identify, okay, I'm passionate about climate. What can I do about it? We've gotten certain ideas. Yeah. You see, most of the one of the biggest things that I've found, especially during the regional tours that we've had recently, about checking the trying to localize SDGs and make it part of the community, we've realized that most people think SDGs it is a program by the government. Yeah, and then when that happens, we lose out on knowing that SDGs, it is our responsibility as a people. If you go back to your community, if you go back home, look at a grandmother who doesn't wash hands, yeah, when they come from a toilet, and you say nothing, you've deliberately given up on good health and well-being. Yeah, if you go back home and then you look at a child seated home, and then there is a possibility of them accessing school, and you leave that, it is also your responsibility. Rather, it's also you giving up on the sustainable development goals, but also giving up on your community. See, we are agents of change. And I like to tell youth that we, as young people, we need to understand that our community is ours, and we cannot wait for anyone else to come and implement the things that we want to see. So if you want to see, let's say, a child get to school, you can do something about it. And in that, you're pushing sustainable development goals, what? 4. And as this happens, you realize there are people who are passionate about the same thing you're passionate about. And then there you can see opportunities coming in to magnify your work. Yeah. So identify that problem. Yeah. You know the solutions, because we've been blessed with an innovative mind as young people. We've been blessed with a great mind to see solutions. Yeah. So it is that opportunity that we use to come and do what? And be agents of change in our communities, and eventually pushing to our nation and globally, such that we can attain the SDGs. So then we are drivers of innovation. I think I've talked about this. Youth at the forefront of technological advancements and innovations. Yeah, they leverage technology, entrepreneurship, digital platforms to create innovative solutions that align with SDGs. Yeah, I've told you, we have access to internet. We have access to resources that can help us transport or pass on the information that we want to share. Look at Facebook, look at Twitter, look at all these social media platforms. Look at what we are doing today. Trust me, if somebody is watching today, they will leave here knowing something about SDGs, knowing their role in doing SDGs. And you don't have to start with too much. This small platform that we've put up today to speak about awareness of SDGs, consciousness of SDGs, this is all you need to start. This is all you need to share a knowledge. Yeah. So that's basically something I think we as young people have been blessed with. We are drivers of innovation. And then amplifying voices. African and Ugandan youth possess strong voices. If you found a youth speaking out for something they are passionate about, my brother, and you're a student leader, you know the things. When you know when there's something that you're passionate about at your campus, and you think there is something that should be done, you will stand out. You'll get up and speak out. So we possess this vigorous, effective advocacy voice. And I tell you, if we learn about these SDGs and then go and push for this, let us say no to poverty. How do we do this? Let us create small circles as young men. Let us create groups as young men. Let us go and access the funds that are available. There is the SEF, there is the Small Business Recovery Funds. Or let us go try to get these things. And together, as young people, if we bring our voices together, amplify it to fight for SDGs, for implementation, for localization, trust me, we'll see the change that we need. We'll see what we are looking out for, you know? So moving on, see, we can bridge the generation gap. Mark, I can tell you, if we foster intergenerational dialogues and collaborations, we can achieve SDGs. We can achieve no poverty. We can get zero hunger. And many people will think this is not a possibility, but it is possible. Yeah, if we come together, create an intergenerational dialogue. Most of the times, I think some of the things that I've seen with us young people is, pardon?
Excuse me, Mr. Jemba.
Yes,
Mr. Jemba,
please.
you talked about the Millennium Development Goals and how successful they were. How can we make the SDGs also as successful as the Millennium Goals? And what led to the Millennium Goals be successful?
Okay, that's a very nice question. That's a very nice question. Thank you. So the Millennium Development Goals are not very much different from Sustainable Development Goals. I would like to say Sustainable Development Goals are a better version of the Millennium Development Goals, because they now incorporate certain things which were left out initially in the Millennium Development Goals. Yeah. So Millennium Development Goals drove us to some point. Yeah. And then we evaluated again and so, okay, there is something that is missing here and there. What if we add it in here? That's where we got the Sustainable Development Goals. Now, these things I'm talking about right now, these are the things that we can do as young people to do it, to attain these Sustainable Development Goals. Yeah. And get the success that we're looking at in 2030. Yeah. So the Millennium Development Goals, we are like a building stone onto which the Sustainable Development Goals came into play. So yeah, continuing, like I was saying, bridging the generation gap, we need to find a way where we harmonize with the generation that has gone ahead of us and see, okay, these are the things that you've done, these are the things that where we think we can do better, and we also bring this, we are very innovative, and this is the solution. We think if we bring all this together, I'm sure we can work out and get the SDGs implemented very well. So that's the bridging the generation gap. Then capacity building and knowledge sharing. What we are doing here is one of the best things that we should be doing as young people. Giving ourselves, creating forums for ourselves to learn, to equip ourselves, to share knowledge. I'm sure there are a lot of things that you know about, but I do not know because we've not put up forums for us to talk. You know? See that? Like we've put up areas, rather not, I shouldn't say areas, but we've not put up enough platforms for us as young people to come and sit and talk and share knowledge and make ourselves better. And trust me, if we do this, create awareness about the problems that you have in your community. And I can tell you one thing, whatever problem you have in your community is listed under a certain sustainable development goal. Any problem. So you solving the issues that are affecting your people, you solving the issues that are affecting uh, your university, the student community, uh, the place of work, you are solving sustainable development goals. Let's stop trying to separate sustainable development goals from our day-to-day life. It is a soul, it is interconnected with how we live. Sustainable development goals are a part of us. They are who we are. You want to be healthy, you want to have something to eat, you don't want to be poor, you want to be in a safe and secure climate, rather environment. So you want to be in a place of good work. You don't want to go to the lakes and they are spoiled. You don't want to see your plants wasted. You want to have partnerships. This is part of us. So if we can stop viewing sustainable development goals as a very huge, big, big thing, the other side that is not part of us, then we can start to implement, to localize, and see the things that we need from sustainable development goals. Yeah. So let's be ambassadors of this sustainable development. Yeah. Let us act as ambassadors of sustainable development, promoting sustainable practices and behavior change within our communities. I told you we carry the biggest percentage of this nation as Uganda, but also as globally, our population is big. The people below 35. So if we became ambassadors of change in our communities, if we looked out for those issues in our communities and we found solutions, and we use this innovative mind that God has blessed us with, trust me, we'll cause the change that we yearn to see. We will see the change that we want to see. Yeah. So it's basically start something. Then I remember in one of our discussions, you asked me how best now do youth let's say start up something that is in line with sustainable development goals. Yeah. How do they really get involved, let's say on bigger platforms, on things like that? Yeah. So it is our responsibility as young people to be actively engaged, meaningfully participate in all these areas. Yeah. So as much as we may go back to the community and cause the change that we need in our community, do a simple thing here and there, I believe the end goal of everything is policy. Yeah. If young people passionate about their community, if young people passionate about causing a change in their environment, causing a change in their communities, come together. That's why I talked about capacity building and knowledge sharing, and then train themselves, train each other, and know these are the issues that we have found. Then how best do we combat these issues? We need to work on policy. Then how do we work on policy? We need to be meaningfully participating in certain spaces, in certain forums. Yeah. And this is where you become intentional about everything you do. So you're not just doing one thing to let it go. You're not helping somebody to go to school and that ends. What happens to the other person that you've not seen? But if you can come up to implement a policy that was put and make sure that every child must go to school, and you frontier this, if it has not been there, you try to push for it, then trust me, that is where you can do it. Then then you're causing a tangible and sustainable change. Yeah. So we need also to find ways where we become actively involved in policy influencing as young people, because everything that is happening right now, every issue that is on, it is affecting us. We are the biggest constituency of the country, of the globe. So we need to find a way where we share our minds about these issues. But then that can only be happen if we are meaningfully getting engagement, rather engaging, not just coming as one sole person, but then come together as a group, agree, and then find ways to engage. I was privileged to
Yes.
be a Millennium Fellow. Yeah, you were saying something.
Thank you, Mr. Jemba. Actually, the SDG program, I think why it was not muchly embraced by the youth, it was because of the little awareness about it. Because I found out that this SDG program actually started in Uganda in the year of 2015, and up to this year, like I recently got that news the first time I talked to you, we got involved together. That's when I get to know about the SDGs. I think we should suggest at least any other way we can involve other youths in this thing so that we create much sensitivity about the SDG program. Cause and
Mm,
reason why I called up I hosted you, Mr. Jemba, is to talk to the youths. But most youths are actually not online. Like we have gotten like I can say like at least 20% of those ones who were interested. Most of the interested ones are not able to attend this meeting online. As you know, this online thing, it involves
mm.
much of literacy and it affects the illiterate. So I wanted like we get some solution to go down on ground in the community into the illiterate persons. I see whether how we can figure out how those people, how those fellow youths can be helped outside there, and we create more awareness and consciousness about it, sir.
I like that. That is very brilliant. That is very brilliant. I tell you. Um, try. You see, I just got done with medical school earlier this year, and one of the things, and I'll be honest about this, uh, most of the people in my cohort did not know about SDGs, and these are people who have been in medical school for over 6 years. So I believe there are a lot of aspects where we need to get involved and then push, at least for us who know something about it, at least incorporate it in our teaching, because these are daily things that are affecting us. And what you've talked about, going to the ground, going to the community and engaging somebody who may not have access to a smartphone to be with us today, that is the way to go. That is the way to sensitize. That is the way to create awareness. And I'll be happy to be part of what you start to go to the communities, to go to the to your communities to create awareness about these SDGs. I would gladly be happy to be part of that, because I believe if we create awareness and we own this, not as something that is there that was created by the UN member states, but we own it as young people. We own it as people who love their country, people who love the well-being of their nation, of their communities, people who want to see their people better. I'm sure we will see, we will attain the targets that we have for the SDGs 2030. So I'm very supportive of that idea, and I believe if we go for it, we will surely attain so much. Yeah. So that's very brilliant, Mark. That's really nice. So this is part of
Yes.
my conclusion. I believe SDGs are crucial for addressing the developmental challenges that we have here in Africa, that we have here in Uganda, and if if we embrace SDGs as young people, if we take part of this, we become part of this. If we push for it, trust me, we'll surely see them come to pass. So also, like I've been mentioning the whole time, SDGs are vital. Eh? Rather, youth are vital in achieving SDGs. Yeah, youth are we are the biggest constituents, for crying out loud. Yeah, as much as 18 to 35, it's 29%. That's a big percentage. And some people from the 49% that is below the 18, some of them can actively get involved, you know. So if we embrace this, if we take it on as young people, trust me, we will surely see these things come to pass. And then together we can make a difference and achieve the SDGs. I earlier talked about having intergenerational dialogues, because these people who are ahead of us, they've seen certain things. They've been in the system. They know where they've failed, and if we can come with the solutions and then show out also sites where we can do better or areas where we can do better, then trust me, what we will do will be magnificent. It will be mind-blowing, and we surely can see we can attain these sustainable development goals. Maybe something else. This resource page, each of these icons, I've attached a link to it. So if you want to know about poverty, no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, good quality education, gender equality, I'll be sharing with you these slides, and whoever needs them can approach you or myself. And there are links that are taking you directly to where you can find detailed information. Like I said, if we start breaking one by one, we may not finish, or else we'll start creating at least maybe another webinar sort of thing to deliberate on one SDG at a time, or actually have people who are professionals in that area or field of interest to come and discuss such issues, to give more details. But for now, I've attached links where you can access the information that you need. Yeah. Then, so yeah, thank you. That was my presentation about SDGs. Maybe a small recap that I can give you. SDGs came in 2015, where all the UN member states agreed and said these 17 issues, 17 goals. If we follow them, we'll have a healthier society, we'll have a better community, we'll have a well economic environment, you know. So they came together, came up with all these 17, and then as I said, also Uganda was was holding the presidency by that time. So we held the flag, we hold the flag of SDGs. Yeah. So we need to fight so hard that we see these SDGs accomplished, implemented, localized. Yeah, because we are the people, we are holding the flag as the SDGs were being adopted by all the UN member states in 2015. Yeah, and right now in midterms, we've seen the report, the SDG progress report, what it has given us. We've done good in some areas we have gone bad, but also the COVID issues pulled us a little bit back. But I believe with a very good big percentage of young people who may be passionate about it, and if they're not, if we create awareness about it, they will know about this thing. They will come. Trust me, everyone wants the best for their community. All they need is to know about this movement, to know about this agenda, and then we can surely see a way to attain the sustainable development goals. So that's it for me. I hope I've at least given you some information on what you wanted to know about, and maybe the people that you mobilized to come on. I hope this has helped in one way or the other. In case it has not, we can always work out something else. You can let me know the gaps that you think we can fill, and of course, I'll always be happy to create awareness about SDGs and jump on a call with you anytime. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Jemba, for that opportunity to come and share with us this information. In your busy schedule, at least you found a way of fixing us you found a way of fixing, and that I thank you for the love of the youth and the love of your country and for the love of the world at large. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And those who are still on, I think you have benefited a lot. The first time I heard about SDGs, it was really a new thing to me, and I had the questions you had at first. What is it? What is that about? And how we are going to benefit from it as a country. But the thing, in summary, I can summarize Mr. Jemba. Mr. Jemba talked about it's not about the government, it's not about the organization, but it's about us. Let us sensitize, let's not remain with this information we have gotten from this platform. Let's try out and reach to our areas, to our communities, to our friends, to our brothers, to our families, and spread the SDG information for the betterness of our country. At least this information is good, and furthermore, we shall keep on involving and engaging in this program, Mr. Jemba, and to categorize and to go deeper in those SDGs. I wish next time we get another opportunity and we meet in this thing. At least we tackle in how the youths, mostly major in how the youths are going can play a role in the SDGs. I think that will be very great. I think there are also some questions back then, but hope you can see them, Mr. Jemba. Do you have any questions you have received?
Sorry, my microphone was muted. We've not received any questions. I'd want to think people have understood what we were talking about. But again, I really want to thank you, Mark, for being passionate about the fellow youth and being passionate about learning and seeking for knowledge. And I believe if we get leaders like yourself, if you can multiply and we get more Marks like you, trust me, this information will be shared. It will be. I believe. I think we can do so much with people like you, passionate about your community, willing to learn and then take the information back to the community. And when we do that, we can see the change that we want to see as young people. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Jemba, thank you very much. I think that our theme today was aiming creating consciousness about the SDG program. I think that everyone is now well covered that about the program, the SDG program. And Mr. Jemba, there is a question from my friend here, Timothy. Timothy is saying, good afternoon, Mr. Jemba. I'm Timothy. I was asking, what are really those SDG programs aimed at? But I think it was answered, but you can briefly answer my friend here.
Yeah, definitely. So I'll bring up my slides again just to. I hope your friend is still on. I'll bring up these slides again to. So when I was introducing the SDGs, sorry about that. So in my first paragraph, the Sustainable Development Goals, yeah, they're a set of 17 goals, right, with about 169 targets, yeah, and then 247 indicators. Which were integrated and interrelated goals adopted by the UN member states to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that humanity enjoys peace and prosperity by 2030. So their aim is ending poverty, yeah, protecting the planet, but making sure also the humanity, making sure humanity does what? Enjoys peace and prosperity by 2030. So we could go through all of them independently, but I think those are the three core things onto which these sustainable development goals sit on. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. All right, thank you, Mr. Jemba, once again for your devotion to the youth. Thank you very much. My members out there, my friends who have subscribed to this meeting, I think that you have gained much. And once again, I repeat myself, let us not stay with this information let us spread this information to other friends, and we shall continue engage with you for any inquiry, for any information. Mr. Jemba is always there. I know he always there for the youth. He always have our time on his schedule, however busy it may be, because sometimes I also disturb him, but he positively responds to me. So, in other words, thank you very much. And another thing, the World Healthy Innovation Summit, thank you for the platform. It's also involved in achieving the SDGs, the World Health Innovation Summit, creating real opportunities to empower the community. And I think you have also done a great work for us. Thank you very much. And I think that is it, Mr. Jemba. You may have a good day. If any question is there, you can ask, you can put up your question, we can answer you in these remaining few minutes. In other words, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mark. There are no questions from this side from YouTube. I think that should be it. It was very nice having this with you. I look forward to very many. Think bye for now.
All right. Have a good evening to you all. Have a blessed day. May God protect you and provide all your endeavors. Have a good day. Thank you, Mr. Jemba. Thank you, everyone, for attending.